Hello Scorpio and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading and we are moving into Leo season. So Leo is a fixed sign and that will be squaring some of your Scorpio energies. So the squares usually can present challenges of some sort, but if you overcome the challenge then you can get some really good results as well. So I mean my moon is in Scorpio occasionally when I just have one funky day when the planets are on that exact degree. I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to do quite so much today. So just be aware that that sort of thing can happen. What I got for you when I was tuning in for you was a sense it was like a triangle. It was like it's hard to explain this, but it was like you were trying to bring two things together. And it just wasn't working how you thought it should. And so the energy, the information I was getting was try a different approach this week. Try something different, try something new. Because you're not going to bring those two energies together or bring that thing to that point that you want it to the way that you're thinking at this moment in time. It kind of needs to have like a different path or just wait and see if it kind of shifts and changes. So let's see, we have, I'm willing to forgive, okay. Forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I like that line because otherwise it's kind of like, why would you do it? I forgive and I set myself free. So, yeah, not the most favorite thing for Scorpios to hear is the forgiveness thing because sometimes it's hard to forgive. And I get that too. Like some people you're like, well, I don't want to forgive them. But I think this is more to do with yourself. If you're getting any kind of frustrated over something or feeling like something isn't working at the moment in your life, just to kind of, there are some tricky energies around astrologically wise. So it's going to potentially lead to frustration or lead to feeling like you kind of need to change tack and approach. We've got Eight of Shells, quest and renewal coming in. So this is really a lovely energy to come through with this Eight of Shells because it is kind of saying stop trying to push at something that isn't, you're not getting the feelings that you wanted or it isn't fulfilling. It isn't a fulfilling process to kind of take the search may be in a different place is what I'm getting, is to perhaps put that down for the moment, like I said, and the search for renewal, because the Eight of Shells is where something has been lacking emotionally. It's like you've tried all the approaches and no matter what you try, it just isn't feeling how you want it to feel, whatever it is in your life. And it's like it doesn't have that deep fulfillment that you're looking for. So it may be a sense of time to pause and go on a new search, go looking for something new. Maybe you need to detach from that issue or that thing or that person. Maybe you need to walk away. Maybe you need to go on a new quest. So I like this, the quest for renewal. It's actually a really positive way to be moving forward with it, I would say. So let's see what is shifting this week for you, Scorpio. We have Sword for Mercury Libra. So this is where you've kind of potentially found yourself at a crossroads with something. You've potentially been thinking about it a lot. And yeah, I feel like it's almost like time for action now. We've got the Star card, Saturn, Uranus, Aquarius. This is nice. And High Priest, Venus, Taurus, Moon, two major arcanas. So I think it's interesting because the Sword Four kind of, you can see it's like reached a point where it's like doesn't feel like it's moving anywhere. It's a crossroads and it feels like, I'm stuck. But then the Star card comes in and the High Priest, which is your soul guiding you. So listening to those messages from your soul and feeling more hopeful that there can be a possible solution or a direction that can feel better for you than the one that you're in at this moment currently in. And this, depending on what this is that this is related to in your life. So the Star card is feeling a lot more hopeful, hope restored, feeling guided, which is really lovely. And especially the High Priest could be around something that the High Priest is the equivalent of the Hierophant. So it's around commitments. It's a card of marriage. It's a card of those kind of things. But I also get with this High Priest, this is your higher self. So this and the Star card, there's this very beautiful high level energies coming through here that are helping you move forward. I've got to work out what deck I was going to. So this was nice. It's nice. So the solution is not necessarily going to be in your logical mind here with the sword 4. The solution is going to be trusting spirit and listening to spirit. And and it may just be it's gently guiding you into a new direction here. So I like this. It's opening up to the cosmos, opening your cosmic mind to a new path that is opening for you, which is really lovely, really, really lovely. So this is what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. It's not a logical, like I said, it's not a logical solution, but it's something that you probably wouldn't have, even thought of to go down that path for whatever reason. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. So something's been out of balance on the material resource level. You're wanting to bring it back into balance. So this can be to do with anything on the human material resource realm, like money, any kind of money issues that's been out of balance. It can be the give and take in a relationship, and it can be time as well. So the 6 of Pentacles is how much time and effort do you want to, is there something new you're going to reinvest your time into? Because the 7 of Swords is here. There's a strategy and potentially an exit plan here. It's like I'm investing to move my energy into something new that brings me more freedom. So that feels important. The King of Wands. So whenever we've all got the 12 zodiac signs in us, so we've all got a bit of Leo, we've all got a bit of everyone, and we are moving into Leo season, which is why I'm talking about the King of Wands, which is where you're kind of taking charge and going, right, well, this is what I want, and I know what I want, and I know what I don't want this week. And so I'm making plans with this 7 of Swords, how to kind of make this work. So the 7 of Swords is maybe 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You might feel like you're kind of in between. It hasn't quite fully enacted yet, but you might at least know the direction that you're heading in with it, or you want to head in, which is really great. The Chariot energy. So the Chariot is about how you're traveling. This is like gathering your strength. This is like an emotional surge to success. It's like, we were saying about the two things trying to come together. That's exactly what the Chariot card is. And I just see the High Priestess is at the base. The Chariot, the two Sphinxes are going in the opposite directions. They're heading like, at the moment they seem close, but if you kept on the trajectory, they're going to get further and further apart. So it's kind of like something needs to be done now before this becomes a chasm. At the moment, it's like a rift, or it's like we're not quite on the same page. This can be internal energies with you. It can be somebody else. But it's like the Sphinxes, the Chariot pulls the Sphinxes into one direction through sheer willpower. There's actually no wheels on the Chariot. So it's like bringing something into focus where it's perhaps been hard to kind of, maybe you've been getting distracted as well with this. I've been noticing that too. It's like wanting to bring something into a single focus or bring two energies together that felt like they were going in different directions. So the Chariot is obstacles ending in victory. That's really what it is. And sometimes it can be about moving home, moving house. Well, that's the same thing, moving offices. But it can also be around the way you're traveling. So it can represent cars as well. So maybe there's something coming up around your car. The 8 of Wands, there's going to be, this is again the card of focus. So there's a new focus. At the end of this, I feel like you've kind of got something new to focus on, which is this plan, which is the 8 of Wands, which things can shift and change and move quickly with this. All these wands are heading in the same direction. If one of them goes off and gets distracted, they all fall apart. So it needs this kind of laser focus for this to be able to get out of this situation that hasn't been feeling like hasn't been fulfilling or feel like you're at the crossroads. So we've got the High Priestess. So again, you've got the High Priest, the High Priestess, the Star card. So this is where trust your intuition. Really, really trust it when the High Priestess comes in. And again, the High Priestess is interesting because she's between the black and white, and same with the Chariot energy. In between two worlds. The 7 of Swords is half in, half out. It's a very liminal energy. What in your life is in limbo or in this in-between space where it's kind of almost there but not still in the old and a little bit in the new, and where is it in limbo, because that's what's shifting and changing this week. And that can be that sense of like just feeling like with the Eight of Shells, just feeling a bit like something's stagnating or it's not fulfilling because it doesn't feel like it's moving forward. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's this very positive shift forward, but it does require effort upon your behalf because you are the King of Wands and the Chariot, and it's like this, oh, I can do this. So the High Priestess is revealing a lot to you. I like the black and white because that reminds me a lot of Pluto as well, and we've got the black and white on this High Priest energy as well. So that is a very Plutonian energy, which Pluto is your ruler. So I feel like it's not directly Pluto, but it's kind of like the universe is giving you messages of how to transform it. But it's kind of strangely felt like it's been riddles, and it's about making sense of it at this moment in time. So I think things will start to make a little bit more sense. And once it does start making sense, then you can move into this shift gears with the Eight of Wands and start getting motivated and really focused on what it is that you want to do in this quest for renewal, which is really lovely. So we are, the turtle is very a Cancerian energy. So still a little bit of Cancer around, but the turtle energy is about, it's a water energy, which is going to feel good for you. It's coming back to the ocean, back to the source, back delving into an emotional space or a soul space that feels really good for you, Scorpio, and just wanting to dive in deep. And when you get to that sweet spot that feels good, that you've tasted all the cups and said, no, that didn't taste right. But when you finally get one that does taste right, and you think, right, this is the right frequency, this feels good, that's when things can start to flow. The turtle finds the warm currents and things move quickly, and that's what the Eight of Wands is. So it's just about, it is going to require a little bit of effort to find that sweet spot, to find that thing, but once you do, then things are going to move forward a lot quicker. So it does feel like there's a positive turnaround from something that you've been quite stuck on, and listen to those messages, because this is feel good for your soul energy, the turtle card, and that's where it's wanting to pull you towards. That's where you're heading. That's the quest towards that. So there's a really empowering energy this week that you can tap into if you listen to that higher knowledge and higher wisdom that can kind of head you in that direction, which is really fantastic. So that's it, Scorpio. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and look forward to seeing you next time.